6, 2017. Over the past couple of weeks, I've once again had a lot of subscribers sending me emails pertaining to safe zones. Some people are researching crustal pole shifts, flood zones, and flooding where you live. And I've done some research on this over the past year, and I've done some videos on this information. And once again, I'll go over this information with you because I feel that it's very important. Now, I have a flood simulation website that you can go to, and you can punch in different types of flood level, how many feet of rising water, and what the effects will be on the geographical area where you live. But before I go into all of that, I had some questions about this U.S. naval map. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this before. John Moore, who does a lot of talks on Planet X, he's ex-military intelligence. He's used this map before. I don't know the origins of this map. However, doing some research of my own, and I've always been a big fan of Edgar Cayce. And back in the late 1930s, Edgar Cayce had a dream about the Earth and this global flooding and a crustal pole shift. And after his dream, he woke up and he sat down and he drew a map of what his dream envisioned. Now, this is the actual original. We've cleared it up to take out the lines, and you can see where the possibilities of the U.S. naval map, the flood map, came from. Now, the areas that are in black, all through here along the eastern coast of the United States, going all the way down to South America, this kind of resembles the U.S. naval map. So maybe whoever developed this map copied the map of Edgar Cayce. Now, moving directly into this flooding simulation, this will open up your eyes. And I'll give you a link to this. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a few boxes up here. Simply type in, I typed in 100 feet. 100 feet of sea level rise can happen. You just hit enter, and up on the map comes this sea level rise, and we'll just go ahead and zoom straight into New York City. And this will show you the amount of flooding and the areas that will be affected. You see Philadelphia down here in the lower corner, New York right here, New York City. And you can pan back. You can move across the Atlantic. And you can see some of the European countries. Just go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. The UK, Scotland. Now, 100 foot of sea rise would totally inundate the country of the Netherlands. Now, I was trying to simulate what is on that U.S. naval map because a lot of the subscribers have mentioned that map. It would take 700 feet of a surge of water or sea level rise, and you can see what that would do to the UK, half of France, Germany, all of the countries in Europe. Massively devastated. But moving to the U.S. naval map and Edgar Cayce's map, you can see here that it's pretty close to what that map depicts. And I'll just flash it back and forth. And you can see the Mississippi. Well, that would literally turn into a massive lake. Most of the East Coast, Florida, gone. West Coast of the United States, gone. Underwater. But flicking back to the flood simulation, this is about as close as I can get it. And this was a 700-foot rise in sea level. Now, when you start dealing with the Planet X, Nemesis, solar system theories, Okay, well, modern man has not been through this. However, when you resort back to the Bible and the cataclysmic flooding, the story of Noah, well, you have to start thinking about this. And a lot of the subscribers to this channel have continuously sent me emails pertaining to, where am I safe? Geographically, where I live, what can I do? Well, that's a pretty hard question for me to answer for each and every one of you. However, there is some very good, credible information out there that I found a while ago. I'll share it with you. Links for all of this information will be provided in the description box under the video. So, as far as safe locations go, is there anywhere that would be safe in the event of a crustal pole shift and massive worldwide flooding? Well, yes, there are safe zones. I'm going to give you a link to this information that you're looking at on your screen now, because this goes through a wealth of information. Over here in the left-hand corner where you see my circle or my cursor, you'll see information on a pole shift. Then you will see different areas around the world, the continent of Africa, the Middle East and India, Europe, Russia, and we'll just go ahead and pick the United States here. Now, what this information does is it gives you detailed information on your geographical location, what you should be looking for, what you should be worried about. It goes into a wealth of information, very in-depth, and it goes state by state. And it talks about your geographical location during and the inundation of mass flooding. It goes through all 50 states. So if you're looking for this type of information, once again, just click on the link in the description box and go to your geographical location. Here's one for Europe. It goes country by country, and it talks about the geographical areas of these countries where it would be safe, what is not safe, what to look out for, where to go. So there's a wealth of information here. I'll provide all of this for you. Now, I've had a lot of emails that have talked about, okay, Scott, well, what do I do for preparation? Well, it's very hard for me to answer that type of question because I myself have never been through this. No one on the face of this earth has ever been through this type of event. How do you prepare for any of this? Well, there are some very good prepper websites out there, and the people who run these websites, they are professionals as far as preparation, living off the land, things of that nature. And I would start to do your own research because we all live in different locations on this earth. So utilizing the information that I'm giving you and some additional homework that you should do should give you all that you need to know. Now, in the event of substantial earthquakes, well, I don't want to be in a cave. I don't want to be underground. The earth is said to possibly go through magnitude 9 and 10 earthquakes. Do you want to be in an underground bunker or in a cave during that type of violent shaking of the earth? I don't. And then you deal with the theories of, okay, Planet X, Nibiru, has a debris trail that is over 1 million miles long. The Earth will go through this debris trail. We will be inundated with meteors, asteroids hitting the Earth for days at a time. And again, these are based on theories and research. So being in a cave or an underground bunker during that situation, well, that would be fine. So there's a lot to think about. Do you want to be the person that is unprepared, that is standing there with your hands to your sides, looking up and saying to yourself, holy hell, what am I going to do now? I didn't bother educating myself with some knowledge on how to prepare. even just a little bit. Now I have no shelter, no food, no water, no medical supplies, and no way to protect myself and my family. Newsflash, you're not going to last very long. So read the information that I'm giving you, bookmark it, save it in your computer, go back to it from time to time, formulate your plan, and listen. Don't let anyone get under your skin because you want to prepare for something. It doesn't have to be the preparation for Planet X, but if you live in an earthquake zone and you have a catastrophic earthquake, devastation, buildings falling, roads destroyed, what are you going to do? Well, maybe the preparation that you thought about and put together, now you're going to utilize it. Flood zones, flood areas. Listen, we all saw what happened in Sumatra and Japan over the past several years. Just crushed by huge tsunamis. Hundreds of thousands of people killed. 90% of them, you can probably say, didn't know what to do. Had no form of preparation, no plan. They knew nothing. They gave their lives. You don't have to be one of those people. Do your homework, and like I always say, knowledge is power. It is the power that you need to survive. I'm not a survivalist, but I know how to hunt. I know how to fish. It may be a little hard living off the land, but I am still trying to educate myself each and every day. So take the information, learn from it, and hopefully it saves your life. Now, there's also some other information on Edgar Cayce, and these were some of Edgar Cayce's predictions that dealt with crustal pole shifts, flooding, things of that nature, changes to the earth. Just read it. Just read over the information and bookmark it. But what's most important is the information for the safe locations that you see on your screen now. Again, if you live in the United States, this goes by state, gives you the information pertaining to where you live. If you live in Europe, it's the same thing, country by country. It details the entire earth. Read the information. Go over it. Get your family involved. If you have a family, wife, husband, children, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever. Invite them over. Sit everybody down. Talk about this subject. The subject is real. It exists. There's so much information out there, people. There's so many photographs. There's so many videos. We know damn well that a lot of this has been covered up for the past 30 years. And now the time is coming. We see it. The earthquakes are increasing every single day. There is something happening to our sun. Nobody wants to admit it on the government level. But we, the people, we see it. We see it. Open up your eyes. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Form your own investigations. Do your homework. And you're going to start to see that something's just not right. It's time for all of us. Get off your ass. Start looking for this information. If you have questions, email me. If I can help you out and answer those questions, I will. That's what I'm here for. Do not listen to the people in the comment sections of any of these videos that tell you you're crazy, you're stupid, you're ignorant. Don't listen to Scott. Okay, listen, don't listen to me. But when the event comes and you're standing there looking up at the sky and wondering, what in the hell am I going to do now? Well, when that comes around, let's just be realistic with each other. You're done. You're done. You're not going to survive. All of the information is pouring in every single day. It's all there, folks. So once again, being prepared, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Food, water, medical supplies, and a way to protect yourself and your family. Those are the key things. Start looking this information up. You don't have to label yourself as a prepper, but what you will be labeled as is a survivor. That's the key. Surviving. So with that said, I'm going to end this video. All of the information will be in links in the description box of this video. And once again, stay tuned to the Nibiru channel. I will have a lot of information coming up over the next few days. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, nibiru2016@gmail.com. Takes me a few days to get to the emails because I get so many, but I will get to it. It's time to get prepared. It's time to open up your eyes. Welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is January 6, 2017. Over the past couple of weeks, I've once again had a lot of subscribers sending me emails pertaining to safe zones. Some people are researching crustal pole shifts, flood zones, and flooding where you live. And I've done some research on this over the past year, and I've done some videos on this information. And once again, I'll go over this information with you because I feel that it's very important. Now, I have a flood simulation website that you can go to, and you can punch in different types of flood level, how many feet of rising water, and what the effects will be on the geographical area where you live. But before I go into all of that, I had some questions about this U.S. naval map. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this before. John Moore, who does a lot of talks on Planet X, he's ex-military intelligence. He's used this map before. I don't know the origins of this map. However, doing some research of my own, and I've always been a big fan of Edgar Cayce. And back in the late 1930s, Edgar Cayce had a dream about the Earth and this global flooding and a crustal pole shift. And after his dream, he woke up and he sat down and he drew a map of what his dream envisioned. Now, this is the actual original. We've cleared it up to take out the lines, and you can see where the possibilities of the U.S. naval map, the flood map, came from. Now, the areas that are in black, all through here along the eastern coast of the United States, going all the way down to South America, this kind of resembles the U.S. naval map. So maybe whoever developed this map copied